What's going on? Brandon, Whitetail Therapy. We are trolling, unfortunately. We come out here to check some camera cards, but after pulling our guts out for about 10 minutes, the OSS Killdeer wouldn't start. So, anyway, if you watch my TikTok, you see I posted a video yesterday about updated regs in Kentucky this year, and what we've ran into has changed my intentions on how to hunt. So for those who are in a CWD EHD zone, they have opened up a 2-day antlerless only gun season in September. Now, there's a good chance there'll be a lot of fuzzy headed slick heads killed during that time, but it is what it is. Also, what will affect me directly though is they have extended the youth gun season this year. So typically it's just a weekend in October. This year they've extended that to a full 9-day season. I think October the 11th through the 19th, I think is the time frame. And that will also encompass the 2-day early muzzleloader season. So typically I don't hunt much in September. I just don't care about the heat. And mosquitoes, I feel like I waste spots. Like I ruin spots for myself, like going in and hunting. I'm not at my best. So usually I'll wait until that second week of October time frame, unless a cold front hens or something like that. But knowing that there's going to be a potential of 9 days of, let's just call it what it is, rifle hunting. Even the muzzleloader will be rifle hunting, and adults, even though it's supposed to be kids, but this is how it is. So there'll be a tremendous amount of pressure put on the public, and which means I'll probably need to get out here and hunt, or I'm going to get out here and hunt before that starts happening. So out here, we're going to pull cameras today, August 1st. Normally I would not even begin to think about pulling cameras until either a huge cold front was coming, or again, sometime during October. So, but we're going to go pull some cameras. We're trying to pull them all today if we can make it all in one trip, but if not, we'll get what we can. The old motor not starting is a definite setback, but that's life sometimes. So anyway, I head in here now, and we'll go pull some cameras. We'll get back with you here shortly. All right, see you guys. I'm here at camera spot number 1, and she's still there. Now, if you remember, there was a camera right back there, I think it was, on that tree. It was that tree right there. Either way, there was a camera back there. It's now gone. And I looked at all the trees around here just to see if the guy moved the camera, whoever moved the camera, because they got me on camera. But I can't find it up in a tree nowhere, and I can't see that it's been moved. So it's possible that it was a cell cam, so possible him getting me on camera decided to make him pull his, or I do know the water came back up after he hung that camera, so he may have come and got it before the water got to it, because it probably would have been underwater. So anyway, we're gonna walk over here. We did mention before we hung a camera here, there was a lot of this fresh green browse coming up they were feeding on, and our primary reason for being this area was these persimmon trees back here. So we've got a couple great big persimmon trees is what we're overlooking. I'm trying to look on the ground here and see if I see any. I do not see any up in the tree, which did not bring boughs, but looky here. There are some persimmons, because at least there's one that must have fell out from storm. So there must be at least a couple. I did wind up seeing a few more on the ground. I can't see the tree really well, because the tree is super tall, and I didn't bring any binos. There are 3 of those persimmon trees in this little tight area here, and they are all rather large, but I really can't tell that they're all producing. One definitely is, again, but I can see them on the ground, but it's not that many. But the deer may be picking them up too, as quick as they're hitting the ground. But the doe looking at me. Tried to linger in this area too bad. It's actually more outside of a bedding area, and it's a funnel. Like I said, I was trying to mention before, the way I like to hunt on these tight funnels. But to give you an example of what I'm talking about, on this side here we have a river. On this side right here, we have a ridge. So between this little ridge and this river right here is about a 80-yard gap. And then we got on this side, it opens back up into super thick area, and then straight down this narrow corridor, it's just more open hardwoods. So this is the very mouth of some open hardwoods. We've got a couple persimmon trees, and then we've got some mass oaks back here down this lane behind us. But up here, this is all mostly bedding. Actually, this is actually the start of a large oxbow in this river. So right now, next down right here, the oxbow is way out. So it's just a natural funnel for the deer to come, to work their way through, right? It kind of necks down their travel. So it increases your opportunity to see deer, and therefore it increases your opportunity to shoot something that you want to shoot. So anyway, I'm gonna pull this camera, and we'll leave the camera. We're just gonna pull the card, and then we will pursue on to the next spot. All right? See you in a minute. So one thing we did there was we put small number 1 on that camera card, and now we're gonna take our cell phone, and we are going to make a note. Add notes, and I'm going to say camera 1 is river bottom funnel. All that done. There we go. Now we'll just repeat that process. Keep adding numbers to our cards, and then we'll go keep documenting our notes, get back to the truck, and then we can read them all. So let's see if we get this damn motor to start this time instead of having to troll the rest of the way, but it is what it is. We'll get back to it shortly. All right, see you in a minute. All right, so camera 2 pulled, well, card pulled, and looks pretty promising. There are lots of tracks down here, lots of buck tracks. Actually cut several really big sets about 50 yards down that way, but there are quite a few tracks down here. Mostly appear to be slickhead, but there are a few nice buck tracks down here as well. So now all slickheads for sure. Now, why are we hung down here? So this is the back side, or the exact opposite of that camera pull what he's made a minute ago. It's almost an exact replica funnel. So you can't see, but right back there is the river. Right back here, it's actually a levee. That's a big lake behind me. Back this direction is that other end of that oxbow. And again, river's right there. What runs down this way is a nice narrow corridor leading back to open hardwoods. So theory is that we have deer that are bedding back here in the oxbow and traveling out this narrow down funnel section between the river right here and this levee system right back here. Once again, at the tightest point around 80 yards. It's actually a little wider right here where we're at in this corner, but I like this corner because we've got a nice long travel corridor back that way between this levee system and all this bedding. And of course all the bedding back here behind me should help pull the deer down and kind of focus them in this corner, right? We got three things meeting. We got a river system, water hole, lake in essence, and then this bedding behind me. It all kind of conjoins this one little spot. So something I've thought about this year, because I struggled quite a bit last year, because I kind of got away from what I knew and how I knew to hunt. And I was out searching for, the next great secret, right? Thinking about, oh man, you know, 2/3 high butt bedding on the ridge fingers, or hunting the thermal hubs at the bottoms of several points coming off a ridge system, or trying to find that one load and feed tree in the sea of bullshit trees. But what I found success finding in the past is hunting known funnels to concentrate deer movement. And so that's what we're going to do again this year. Go back to what we know, how to kill deer. You find sign, and you find the sign where it's the most concentrated. And we just focus on that. All right, so card pull, noted. We're going to ease on down here to our next spot, which is the last spot of this piece of public. We've got 2 cameras hung. If you remember or not, I hung 2 cameras in one location, just a few yards apart. We're going to take those 2 cameras. We may want to pull in one of those. Probably will. Just leave one of them up and head on back to the ramp. So we'll see you here shortly. All right, last camera pulled. Didn't film any of that on purpose. That's probably the one place I had the most confidence in based upon history. So I wanted to make as little commotion as possible while we're in there. Again, we are fairly close to season getting here. Head's all crooked. We're trolling again. Motor won't start. Good piece of advice: don't buy junk. Actually, she's been a pretty good boat. Put a lot of work into this thing and rebuilt that motor. It's been several years ago now, and we built this boat from the ground up, essentially trailer. So a lot better than what it was, but there ain't nothing more aggravating than pulling that damn cord to that motor about 1,000 times. You get blisters and it won't crank. But at least I got a trolling motor. It's about a mile now. Troll till I get back. Put this thing on the ramp, on the trailer, take it back to the house, drop it off, and then we'll go down the road to another piece of public. We have all of our walk-in stuff, and go pull some cameras there too. So, we'll get back with you. We'll get back to the ramp 2 or 3 days. See you guys. All right, guys. So we are back home and freshly showered, exhausted, what we really are. So we did go, drop the boat off, run back out to walk-in public and pulled cameras. All in all, we pulled, I think, 8 of the 10 we have hung. We do have 2 hung, one on different sets of public that are the deepest cameras that I have hung. Both are over a mile walk, so we did not pull those. And I wish I could tell you that I had some really good stuff. I'm gonna put my screen recordings on, probably fast forward through most of them, but we ain't got nothing. Disappointing for sure. Lots of slick heads, a few, and I mean few, small bucks. The biggest thing I had was maybe 110 inches, maybe. Do have one camera that did not take any pictures, and I can't explain that. I'm usually really adamant about making sure my cameras are turned on, and it's the camera on the funnel, like my roadside funnel, which is probably the best chance I had of getting any bucks in velvet. I know that camera last year had quite a few bucks. Actually had a solid bachelor group use that every single day for a long period of time last year. So that's disheartening, but that's the reality of hunting, guys. You know, the reality of hunting on public is that you don't always know, and that, you know, you can't always pull those 10 cars and got 150s on all of them. It just don't work that way. So this is a painful video to make. I was hoping to make a video that was a little more entertaining and have some cool pictures for you, but I don't have it. And this is why, you know, I told myself when I start making videos again this year that we were gonna make them, no matter how annoying it got. I mean, it's already got annoying. But we're going to show just the true side of hunting. And this is the true side. Sometimes you just ain't got them. So it's still August. It's actually the very 1st of August. So, I'm not a big early season hunter. So not having deer on camera is not that big a deal. It doesn't really surprise me that much. But it is kind of disheartening because we did expect to have something on there. Maybe we'll show you guys. So, and we were hoping to get on something before the guns get out there in early October due to the extended youth season. But we still got time. So, not it's a letdown, but it's not definitely not the end of the world, right? So, keep after it, guys. Don't give up. I know I'm not. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.